Today is finally the day. I got the Nitro Deck Plus in the mail from Cracked. This video is a long time in the making. I kind of checked out the old one. I didn't even do a video on it. They sent it over. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I got a lot of hate in the video that I put out about the other thing that I liked better. I didn't think this was comfortable. I didn't like the button placement. I don't like where the sticks were at. It scratched the back of my Switch, which made me very angry. This one is the improved version. It's got lots of stuff going on for it. It's got a lot of stuff fixed, supposedly, that this one didn't have. I didn't know if I was even gonna get this in the mail, but Crack did reach out. We'll get into that too. We discussed it in another video. We don't need to get that deep into it, but I did just review their controllers. I'm gonna link that at the end. Those things were pretty good. So I've actually got pretty high hopes for this. But I guess the main question is, have they changed enough about this to make me want to use it on a daily basis? Is this actually going to take the place of what I've been using right now? Which are these? The MobilePad M6 HDs have changed the way I've played the Switch since I got them. Before that, it was regular Joy-Cons and a Skull & Co grip. That's the only way I've played forever, since I got a Switch basically, or since the Skull & Co grip came out. So we're gonna find out today, can this thing change my mind, or is it gonna just be in the pile of stuff I have sitting around here with this one? What's up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. Do me a favor, jump down to the description of this video. There's a link there to our podcast channel. We do a podcast every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube on that channel. You can check it out. You can talk in the chat. You have a good time with us, and if you miss it, it's okay. It's on all the platforms of your choice, wherever you like to listen to podcasts. So you can go there, and if you go to Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star review, you can win a $50 eShop gift card. We're gonna be talking about that in July, so make sure you're watching the podcast live or listening to win that on your way back up. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. A lot of people think they are, and they're not. All right, moment of truth. Let's get this thing out of the box. Let's look at the packaging really quick. Crack does a good job with their packaging. You can see it looks nice. It's got this little like seatbelt pull tab. All their stuff has that, even the controller. I have the controller right here. I actually did like this controller. For what it is, I like it. It's not gonna replace a Pro controller, obviously, but again, this gave me high hopes for the new version of the Nitro Deck. Point being, this comes in the same package, not a surprise here. Let's slide it out, if we can get it out of there. All right, out of the sleeve. I mean, still, the attention to detail in the box is nice. I do appreciate it. It doesn't make the product any better, but I do appreciate it. Basically the same thing as we get with all their products. You got a QR code here, and that's gonna take you to register your Nitro Deck. They do a lot of stuff with like collecting, which I'm not into. I feel like if you have one of these, it's probably plenty, but there's probably gonna be lots of styles. Right now, you can get this in the clear black or the clear white. Oh, before we even open that, they did include this as well. This thing is a dock now. This one was not a dock. You could not do the dock thing with this, I don't think, except it's got the same output and input. Could you do it with this? Is this the only thing that was preventing? We're gonna test it out. We're gonna do all the dock stuff later. Right now, we're just gonna check this thing out, but they did send this over. This is just an extra piece you can plug into the back, put an HDMI cable there, so you're gonna be able to run it to a TV, to a monitor. It'll dock. It still has to be plugged in when you do that, so make sure you have a power supply with you too. And there's something else I wanna go over here they sent, which I actually really like, and you know what? We're gonna do that before we open this box. Sorry, the suspense will just keep building. They sent over this bag. They sell this bag. This, I have to say, this is a nice carrying case. This, even if I don't like the Nitro Deck, this I highly recommend. The inside of this bag is so nice. It's got a place to put the Switch, which will fit it with a Nitro Deck. I'm pretty sure this would fit it with big Joy-Cons on too. We're gonna try that here in a little bit, but it's just so soft and padded. Everything inside here is so nice. It's got a place to put your Joy-Cons when you're not using them, if you've got them in the Nitro Deck or something else. It's got little elastic top pockets to put things. This is a nice bag. It's made with really, really high quality material. The zippers are nice. It looks like it's even probably a little bit water resistant, the way that the zippers are. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just, maybe I just think that. But it's very, very nice. I don't know how much this bag is. Let's find out. I'm sure it's on their website. I do have their website pulled up here. Let's find out how much this bag is. 50 bucks. It's a $50 bag. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. This is a $50 bag. It's pretty nice. It also has a little front pocket here. Show you on the other camera there. It's got that pocket, the main pocket, which again, the place for the Switch is so soft. It's got another little area back here to put stuff. Lots of room for different stuff. I really like this bag. It's very, very nice. Even if you don't have a Nitro deck, it's nice for probably anything. We're gonna make sure some other stuff fits in it later. Okay, back to this. Let's open this thing up. It comes in this little bag, so you know, it looks nice. You've got your paperwork in here if you wanna register it, this and that. We are gonna look at the app this time too. I'm interested to see how this thing does with the app and what all you can do with that. So we're gonna do that too. All right, here we go. And it's upside down. Okay. It still has the same back, which concerns me. That concerns me. One of the biggest problems I have with this thing is the comfort level and the fact that it scratched my Switch. The back looks to be basically the same. Let me see if I can, oh no, okay. Okay, there is an improvement on the back. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it in this camera. I'm gonna try to, inside here, right around here, there are actually raised rubber pieces, and there are the raised rubber pieces in the old one, but they are raised up a considerable amount more in the Plus, for sure. So that is probably going to help keep it off of the back. That's already a huge plus. That was gonna make or break whether I was even putting my Switch in this thing or not. So I will put my Switch in this now. So there's that. That's cool. The stick placement, obviously, it's much better. I can tell you right now, this is already gonna be way more comfortable for anything that takes 2 sticks. This is like the Wii U style of controls. I think the Wii U gamepad is probably one of the most comfortable controllers there is. So this is welcomed. And just holding it before I even play anything, just holding it, yeah. This is much better. I can still see right now that the buttons, they're right over top of each other on this side. It's gonna be a problem. No matter what you do, being that close together, it's going to be an issue. How much of an issue, I don't know. It's a little different because you can just kind of bump the buttons with the side of your thumb, so it's not nearly as bad. And they have a lot of extra buttons on here too. They have side buttons, which I have seen on a few other things now. I thought this was like the first place I would see them, but I saw them someplace else. So it's not a brand new idea, but it's a decent idea. And they did tell me in the email they sent me that the buttons on the back and the sides are already programmed to something. I'm not sure exactly what they're programmed to, but they come pre-programmed instead of you having to go in and do it yourself, which you can do all that from the app. We're gonna take a look at that. D-pad's basically the same, fine, it's whatever. The sticks, I do really like the way the purple looks, and the stick tops do come off. You can get a different stick tops from them, which is also great because the stick tops work on this controller. I do like this controller. I'm not sure about this thing yet though. I'm not 100% sure. What are the other things we have here that are different? One thing that is cool, this mechanism on the back used to just release these side things here, which would let the Switch go in and out. Now they have added a little push piece in the center here. You see that little piece going up there? So it's gonna help move the Switch up, out, which is gonna be a lot easier to get the thing in, out. Again, we've got the input, the output. So you're gonna take this little thing that they added in. You can buy this with it or without it. They sell it on the website. I believe it's like a $10 difference. But you're basically gonna plug this thing in, and then you can just plug it straight into an HDMI cable. I mean, that's convenient, especially if you're, oh. Not a lot of room there. It sits really, really low, which is another issue I had with this thing sitting. But I don't know, I guess once the cable gets bent up a little bit, or just do it to the side, maybe? I don't know. That's kind of weird. Whatever. You can see there, it's a very weird angle. It doesn't let it go straight back. So watch that. I don't know if that's gonna be something that would bother you, but all right, there's our little reset button back here, which the other one had. The program buttons back there, which the other one had. Shoulder buttons feel exactly the same. They are identical. Face buttons. Basically identical. I wasn't a huge fan of the face buttons, but I think a lot of that was the placement, so I'm not jumping on those bad yet. They did change the home button on this thing. The old one was very bright. It glowed very brightly. I think they did send an update so where you could turn that off, but we'll see what this one looks like. It just looks like it's black. But as far as the way it looks, I do like the first two colors they have, the clear and the clear black. I do like the way that looks. So I guess I'm gonna put my Switch in this thing. Not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous about putting my Switch in this thing. There's a scratch on the back of my Switch from this one, and that was the last time I put it in, but it's, I don't know, we'll see. It's probably fine. It's got these other things here, so let's put it in. Oh, it locks in really nice. Pairs up instantly. That locks in really, really nice. I have to admit, I do like the way this looks. I like the way this looks a lot. I'm gonna be giving you guys some better shots of it. I'll get some nice B-roll for you to look at. Who knows, we might even do a B-roll montage with this thing. It looks that nice. I don't like the fact that the kickstand is just at such an angle though. I know that's probably been talked about in previous reviews of this thing, of even the original. The kickstand's too short. It needs to be longer. Not a huge deal though. Let's see what these buttons are hooked up to. Okay, so the back ones by default, it looks like this top one on this side is gonna be X, this one's A, this one up here is Y, and this one's B. So it's basically gonna be exactly how you see it here. It's gonna be laid out basically the same on the back, and it comes like that default. You can change it. Again, we'll get into that. Ah, man, I gotta be honest. I really, really like the way this thing looks. It looks a lot nicer than, I gotta be honest, I don't really like the purple one all that much. The home button, as you can see, not nearly as bright, much more manageable. Okay, I guess it's time to go test this thing. As far as the way it feels, as far as the way that they've improved the things that I had a problem with, we're on the right track so far. We're gonna see how this thing docks. We'll see how it plays. I'll tell you what we'll do. Here's a little B-roll montage of this thing so you can really get a good look at it, and I'll tell you my thoughts on the other side of that. All right, I've had basically all day with this thing. I've got good things to say about it. I've got some negative things still to say about it. Did they fix a lot of the problems I had? Yes. Let's start with the good stuff. The first thing that is fixed that was a major problem for me is the scratching of the back of my Switch. They did address that. They've got a lot more space. It's not actually even touching the back now, which is good. That's great. It's wonderful. I don't have to worry about putting it in here. Probably gonna end up using this actually a little bit. There's certain situations I like it for, some I don't. But another thing that I really like is how they changed this back button. So it actually like pops the Switch out. It's much easier to get out. It goes in way smoother. It comes out way smoother. Everything about that entire process is way better. Another thing I like, this little thing added in. I'm not gonna show you guys. Everybody got mad in the other one that's a dock when I didn't show how to do it, but I mean, if you know how to plug an HDMI cable in and a USB-C cable, that's how this works. I don't really need to explain to you in detail and show you how it works. You just plug your HDMI in there, you plug your power in this one, it's docked. It works. You can hook a Switch controller up to it, any kind. It works just like it would be docked. That's really nice. Just like the other one that I talked about that was also a dock. It's nice to have that feature because then you don't have to bring anything else with you. Even though docks have gotten a lot smaller, they're not that small and they're not this light. So that's a nice feature. I really like that. One thing I'll say I don't like are these side buttons. The side buttons they added right here, they get in the way. I don't know who's using those or what they're for. If you're somebody who uses them, let me know what for in the comments because I can't figure it out. I just kept bumping them and hitting whatever buttons. I think it was A and B that were on those ones. I just kept hitting those, so I turned them off in the app, which is another thing I want to talk about. The app's actually really nice. I want to talk about that in a minute. But I did set these buttons to a little bit different than what I had them, because the way they were set up was good for games like Breath of the Wild. That was really nice. That's a really nice thing, and it's also something that I have a very big complaint with about this thing, but we'll get to that. But the way they come default, it's nice. You can use it for a lot of games. I played Mario Kart, used them, it was fine. I played Tears of the Kingdom. I played Link's Awakening. I played some Fortnite. I played a lot of different things that kind of use different control schemes just to kind of see how it goes. I did play Mario Wonder as well, a little bit of a 2D side-scrolling game. It works out fine. I will say this, the stick placement where it's at, just like this, I like a lot better than this. It's much more comfortable if you're using the sticks. Now, if you're gonna be using the buttons on this side a lot, it's not quite as comfortable, but if the trade-off is that the stick is more comfortable to use, Because if you look at this, I mean, to get to this stick, your hand is it's just cramped up. It's not in a good position. It's way better with both of them on top there. So that's better. But to get to the buttons, you're kind of doing the same thing. It's not nearly as bad because you don't have to use a stick. You're just pressing a button, and you can use different parts of your thumbs to do that. So not nearly as bad. It's still not quite as streamlined and nice feeling as I would like it to be. It does feel a little bit unnatural to go from the stick all the way down that far to where B's at, because they're not side by side. They're literally right on top of each other, so it's a little bit weird. I will say, if you're somebody who is used to using the back buttons on these and the way they're set up, it's really nice that way. I will say that. I'm not somebody who uses the back buttons a bunch, but I did try them out. I gave them an actual shot, the way they were set up, and tried to just use those. In Tears of the Kingdom, it was really nice, actually. It was enjoyable. The jump button was right there. The run button was right there. You know, I had all the other controls. It was pretty nice. You have to get used to it, though. I tried using them in Fortnite, and if you're not used to that really fast-paced type of gaming and doing that with your hands right, it does get a little confusing. I don't know if I would recommend this to somebody who's not comfortable doing that, because for most games, that's the best way to play with this. It's getting used to these back buttons, actually using them and keeping both hands up on these sticks. It is so comfortable that way. Better than having the buttons on the top and the stick on the bottom. The buttons are, you can do it, it just feels a little unnatural. Now, I do want to talk about the app. The app actually surprised me. It's pretty nice. I did register this. I see what they do now with the registry thing. They give you the number and how many of them there are. So there's, what, 8,000 of these, I guess? And this is number 942 or something like that. I can't remember. Obviously, this being a review unit, it's going to be a lower unit. So, I mean, I guess that's pretty cool. It is what it is. If you're into that stuff, you can make a whole list of all the different ones you have. But what's cool about that is you can control everything in there from the app. You can turn the dead zones completely off on the sticks, which does make a big difference on these sticks. These are very nice Hall Effect sticks, that's for sure. So that makes a big difference. You can change all the buttons right there in the app. It connects to it Bluetooth, so you can like go in the app, go to the button you're wanting to change, or whatever one of these you're wanting to change, and then just touch the button on this, and it registers that that's gonna be that button out, and then you just save it. It's very, very simple to use. It's laid out really nice. It's all there in one app, so you have all the controls. Plus, if you're collecting these things, or, you know, trying to put them in your library in there or whatever, it's all one app, so that's cool. Now the question is, am I more happy with this one than I was with this one? Yes and no. I think this is a big improvement on what that was. I was not happy with this at all. Obviously, it scratched my Switch. Really mad about that. They fixed a lot of the other problems I had with it too. So I gotta give it up to Cracked when it comes to at least listening to feedback. Trying to give people what they want, give a better product, because in the beginning, I wasn't sure if that's really what they were out here doing. It was just this whole collectible thing. It just seemed really weird. I have a different perspective on this company at this point. This is a much better product than that. It's still probably not for me. I'm probably gonna stick with just the big Joy-Cons. That's where I'm at right now. But I will admit, this is much better than that. This is the way to go. If you're gonna get one, go with the Plus. Not that. Again, even if you don't go with the Nitro Deck, I would say also make sure you're checking out this bag. I did put the MobaPad Joy-Cons on my Switch and put it in here. It fits perfectly. It's not even tight. This is a very, very nice bag. I'm gonna show you some other clips of it so you can really see the inside. This is a nice bag. Very nice. Love this. Nitro Deck Plus is all right. If you like the first one, you're gonna love the second one. But that is gonna do it for this one. If you have any questions about this or the old Nitro Deck or this case, leave them down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you're subscribed. See you in the next one.